Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, July 15th. Quite a bit on the fire potential map. On the left for today, Wednesday, lightning will be moving up the Sierra front, isolated along the highest terrain, but could spill over a bit further off the crest. We'll have to watch that, as well as some isolated lightning across central and eastern Nevada. There'll be some lightning again across central Utah. This will be a little bit wetter. To watch all these areas for some ignitions. Similar areas for Thursday, again wetter as you head further to the east. On Friday, still some lightning threats where you see the red, mixed wet and dry in the yellow, and we'll also be watching strong winds in the Snake River Plain. Could be gusting 35 to 40 miles per hour, to keep that in mind. Lightning yesterday, we had some more here in eastern and southeastern Utah. You see on the left-hand side there were some low-end wetting rain amounts with it, so a mix of wet and dry. Also some lightning here on the Nevada side, a couple of strikes. You can see some of the precipitation there. New fire starts in the red, existing fires in the yellow. So activity has been picking up in many areas the last few days, part of which because it's been bone dry both in the last 7 days and even in the last 14 days for many areas except for our far northern regions. ERCs, you can see them critically dry areas in the red and purple, mainly south of the I-80 corridor, but drying out quite a bit, a lot more yellows and oranges on the map in Idaho and in Wyoming than we had just a few days ago. But basically anywhere we're seeing these reddish shades, fuels are critically dry for ignition and spread. 10-hour fuels also critically dry wherever you see the dark red color here, 3 to 4%. Satellite imagery shows zonal flow through the northern Rockies and some monsoonal moisture or semi-monsoonal moisture starting to get going. It's further east because the Four Corners high is actually over Texas right now, but there are bits and pieces of this moisture that are breaking off Arizona into Utah. Hard to see, but there'll be some clouds and thunderstorms developing across the Sierra this afternoon. Hard to see right now in the satellite photos. We'll see it up here in this dark channel coming up the Nevada-California border. That's where our main concern for lightning will be, some of the highest terrain. Also, you see a little blip of green here. There's some moisture around it, just enough to trigger some thunderstorms on a drier end here in southern and southeastern Utah. You can see where the computer models indicate some very light precipitation here in these gray shadowy areas, a little bit more across the higher terrain of the Sierra where it could be a mix of wet and dry. Winds should be fairly light overall. The lightning threat here on the right expands to cover many more areas as we go into Thursday. Central Nevada, parts of Utah. You can see the area in green here blossoming. This is some of that subtropical moisture peeling off from the main monsoon that we have through here. You can see where the precipitation is indicated, and winds overall still fairly light. Now on Friday, get a bit of a respite from the lightning. Still could see some lightning lingering across the Sierra front. We'll see how it goes. But we do have a wind threat here in the Snake River Plain. You can see these winds up here funneling through the terrain, gusting to 30, 35, maybe even 40 miles per hour. Otherwise, moderate winds of 15 to 25, even gusts to 30, where you see the dark greens and oranges. Precipitation on the left, just a few scatterings still across the high Sierra. 3-day precipitation totals fairly scant overall. Down the road for Saturday, you can see more moisture pushing up through here across Arizona Strip and southern Utah. A mix of wet and dry. Notice the fuels here starting to see a bit more yellow, some modification. Friday, lightning again pops up. We'll have to watch this area along the Utah-Nevada border. Otherwise, basically a mix of wet and dry. And then a more robust push of monsoonal moisture on Monday and Tuesday. We'll see how this plays out. Models are still differing on these solutions. This could produce some wet storms in the southern areas if this pans out, drier storms on the outer periphery, heat and dryness further north. 7-day precipitation total is still not that much, so some of the models are still indicating the monsoon to remain to our south, but in the 8 to 14 day, July 22nd through the 28th, the models do show a monsoonal push expectation through Arizona and into southern Utah, which is what should be going on this time of year, along with much above normal temperature. Especially Idaho and Wyoming will be drying out significantly. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.